Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here with Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and I'm so glad to be with you today. I am so excited about our cards today. I did a weekend training with some of the best, and they taught us some new fun folds and some cool cards that I think you're gonna love. And I am going to use the Halloween potions and spells. Here's my little banner that I made. It's so cute. You guys are going to love these cards. Let me know when you jump in and we can get started with everything. I think I'll wait just a minute for everyone to get here. It is definitely still summer in Midland, Texas, although I feel like it's cooled down a little bit. Let me know where you're from. And there's Roz. Hi, Roz. You're always so faithful. Thank you so much. It's going to be fun. These fun folds are so cute. I think you're going to like them. All right. So thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're here. I want to talk to you a little bit more, and I know you guys are getting tired of this, but you know, it's a passion and a desire of mine to raise as much money for breast cancer awareness and research as I possibly can. This class is going to be in October, and you can come via Zoom on your own night with just Zoomers, or you can come in person here at my house. The kits are $55 and $65, depending on if you're getting a non-stamping kit or a stamping kit. The stamping kit includes the stamp set, which is Simply Said, and the non-stamping kit includes all the words that are in the ephemera pack, which is just means like in the picture right there. All of those little images and designs make it very easy to create beautiful cards, even if you're not a stamper. I would love your help with my breast cancer fundraiser. Please take a moment and listen to some of the stories of my friends who are breast cancer survivors. Unfortunately, we can't interview the people who aren't, right? And so that is why we need to just keep pushing to find a cure for all the different kinds of breast cancer that is out there, okay? So near and dear to my heart, I hope you guys will join me in that effort. And one more thing here is that tomorrow is the last day to, no, I'm going to take that back. Wednesday is the last day to register for my Fall Super Saturday event. This is 3 classes in one. One of them is the More Than Autumn suite. One of them is the Filled with Cheer, which is the melty snowman and the wagon and all of that. And the other one, the third, is the Haunted Home Kit, which is sold out until next year. And I still have a few kits available. So if you would like to be a part of my Fall Super Saturday event, Wednesday is the last day to register for that. I will put the link to the breast cancer fundraiser and to the Fall Super Saturday event up in my description after this Facebook Live is over today. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting me know you're here. It's always fun when I can actually know people are behind the camera chatting with me. So keep chatting, and we will get started with all the stuff here right now. Okay, I'm going to move down to my hands. Today I am doing, why can't I move down to my hands? Let's see here. Nope, that's not right. Let's try this again. No, FaceTime camera. Okay, hang on. Let me get my hands camera going on here. I don't know what happened with that. There we go. Sheesh. Okay, here we go. There's my hands. Okay, so today is going to be another online class to go. I'm using the Potions and Spells bundle. and this is an online exclusive. I think you're going to love these cards, but this is the stamp set, and then these are all the dies. You get some bubbles, you get the cauldron, you get everything to cut out all of these images, plus a broom, and plus some ooze that you can have coming out of your cauldron, and some extra bubbles and things there, and some spell bottles, which is fun. So we'll be making some cute cards with that today. I will also be using one of our new memories kits that just came out, and I just want to show you guys what all comes in this kit. Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. Hi Kay, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so the Halloween kits. There's a Halloween kit, there's a couple of Christmas kits, and these are new to us. We just acquired close to my heart, and they are, have been doing these kits for years, but I just want to show you what all you get in the kit because it's pretty phenomenal, really. Okay, first of all, you get an instruction sheet, and look, they tell you exactly how to lay out your pictures for awesome scrapbook pages. They tell you how to cut the paper for each of the projects, which is super cool. They also show you exactly the layouts. Okay, now you can follow their design or you can do your own. Okay, so in the kit here, one of the things I loved is that they give you these cards that you can use as placeholders where you want your pictures to go. Okay, so I love that about it. You can just place these down and then replace them with your pictures when the time comes. So it just gives you an idea of what size of pictures you need. 4x6, that's an unusual size. So that's a 5x7 cut down a little bit, right? So they give you these so that you can kind of picture where you want your photographs to go. Then you get all this fun designer series paper. I've already used some of it, but they're all double-sided. Oh, no, they're not. I lied. Some of them are double-sided. This one is double-sided. This one with the bubbles, all the ones I used are double-sided, I think. And then this is our new two-tone cardstock. And it's a little lighter weight than normal cardstock. Okay, so here's the dark side. And here's the light side. You can see the difference there. So you get a pumpkin pie, dark and light. You get a black, dark and light. So you can really see the difference in that, right? And you get, hang on, I'm not done yet, that green apple green in dark and light. And the grape, gorgeous grape in dark and light. Now somebody asked me about the weight of this. I would say it's thicker than DSP, but lighter than cardstock. It's somewhere in the middle, right? Oh, and we also get a pool party. Look, light and dark, dark and light. Then we get some plain white. They include that in the kit, some basic white, and they include a sticker sheet here, and you can see that I've already used some of the images on my cards that I'm going to make today. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on what is all in these Halloween, this Halloween memories kit, but there's also a cute reindeer one. There's a cute fall autumn one, and you will see me using those as we go here, okay, throughout the season. Anyway, I'm going to take scrapbooking back up. I decided now that I have access to all of this, it's a really good time for me to start scrapbooking for my grandkids. So I'm excited about that. Okay, Viv Neptune. Viv is one of my Midland stampers, and she commented on my video last week, and she's going to win the cards that I made on video last week. So we had these fun from Reindeer Days. This was a cool little fun fold reindeer. And then we had this one with the holly berries and the holly and the little peppermints. Aren't those so cute? That was our second card. And our third card was this one where the reindeer's peeping out of the forest. So, so cute. So Vivian, you were the lucky winner. I think you're coming to my house this week for a card class, so I'll just pass them on to you then. So, how do you get these cards that I make? Well, it comes from commenting on my Facebook Lives like people are doing right now. Thank you, Roz and Kay and Mary. It comes from sharing, or also it can come from um, commenting on my YouTube video. I always post it right after this is over. Okay, so excited about our cards. I always wonder, should I show them to you first? Should I wait? I think I'm just going to show it to you kind of as we go here. So, like I said, I did some training this week with Rhonda Wade, and she had several star stampers show us some fun folds that I had never seen before. So that's kind of fun. And thanks, Kay. So this week's cards, we're going to start with this one right here. How cute is that? So Ange McKay from Canada shared this fun design with us. It's not a fun fold, but it's a really cute, interesting design, isn't it? And then the inside looks like that. So let's get started making this card. And I have some measurements right here. And I just kind of wrote them all out on one sticky notes for us. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. If you want to take a screenshot of that. Hi, Hannah. Thanks for joining me. I know you like Halloween. So we're making Halloween cards today. The card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, folded in half. You need another piece that's 4 by, would you like me to zoom in on this a little bit? Here we go. 4 by 5 1/4, okay? Then you need 2 pieces of DSP, one that's a little less busy and one that's a little more busy. The less busy one goes on top, and it's 2.5 by 5 1/8. The more busy one goes on the bottom, and it's 1.5 by 5 1/8. Then you need 2 squares that are 1.5 inches on either side. A square is the same length on all sides, right? So 1.5 inches around. I'm using the stylish shapes for that, but if you didn't have that, you could just cut them. And then you need one that is 2.5 inch square. Okay, now we're going to add obviously a lot of things to that, but that is the basics. That's the bare bones of this card right here. Okay, so I'm going to put that right up there so you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and take off my banners here for a moment so you guys can see everything I'm doing. Okay, so here we go. I chose Gorgeous Grape for this card, and let me pull all the pieces. I have lots of little pieces going on here, so I want to make sure that we have them all. So here's my card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored down the middle at 4 1/4, and then I have another Gorgeous Grape panel that's 4 by 5 1/4. Now this is to support my DSP that I've cut that I'm going to put right on top here. Okay, so this is one side of that Halloween Memories DSP, and the other side is that books, the potion books, the spell books. Okay, so I'm going to take the pumpkin pie dotted pattern here, and I'm going to add this right to the top of that 4 by 5 1/4 inch base there. And then I have strategically cut this piece so that those books are showing right in the center. So this is 5 1/8, and I just cut it as best I could so that those, and this is the other side of that same paper. So this is my more busy DSP pattern. And I'm going to attach that right to the bottom edge right here. Okay. Then I have my black and vanilla gingham ribbon that I'm going to wrap around. And I'm going to tie this in a bow instead of a knot. I just felt like a bow was a little more, I don't know, Halloween. I mean, a little less Halloweeny, but I am going to put a bow on another card. So this one's going to have just a knot. So I'm going to tie it in a knot right here. And we're going to leave it loose because we might have to shimmy it right and left depending on where my squares end up here. Okay. So I'm going to cut the ends off a little bit right here. Okay. Now I have cut 3 different, I'm going to lose some things here if I'm not careful. Yep. Squares. I have one that's 2.5 inches and 2 that are 1.5 inches here. Okay. And on this 2.5 inches, I'm going to tell you what I did because I have a cat sitting on a ledge. So I knew I wanted something for the cat to sit on. So I cut a black piece out of that same stylish shaped dies, that 2.5, but I just cut a little corner of it. I didn't need the whole thing. And what I'm going to do is attach this corner. Before I do that, let me do one more thing. I have some bubbles and Gorgeous Grape here. I love Gorgeous Grape, and I haven't used it in a while. I used it a lot when we had our, I'm going to just stamp some bubbles behind my cat here, just to give it a little interest, a little less white, right? Bubbles floating in the sky. There we go. And now I'm going to put that black piece right here in the corner to kind of give my cat something to stand on. There we go. And then these 2 pieces are going to go on either side. And what I chose to do is to take the little sparkles. Rory's here standing and it looks like she's gotten into something, but you know what? I'm just going to ignore. And I'm taking these little sparkles and I'm just gonna sparkle around these squares. There we go. She had a piece of paper hanging out of her mouth, which makes me nervous. You guys know that, right? Okay, so there are my 3 squares. All right. So the next thing I have is I cut 2 bottles. We have 2 different size bottles. We have a long, tall one and a short, round one. And I have 2 pieces of glitter. One of them I cut from that Highland Heather glitter paper. That's going to go in this bottle. And then I have another one, hopefully. I haven't, oh, there it is on the ground. Dropped it. The green came from the Christmas glimmer paper, which is in red and green. Okay, so I am going to add some liquid glue to each of these. Here's one. This is the simplest of the 3 cards. It's not a fun fold, but it's got a lot of detail to it, doesn't it? Of course, my hope is always that you guys love these and that you want to get the class to go. So I create a class to go for you with any order of $35 or more in my online store. Okay, so I'm going to attach this one to the center right here. And I need to find my center. So this piece is 5 1/4. So I want to go 2 1/8 out from either side. 1, 2, and no, that's not right. 2 7/8 out from either side. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're just gonna go 1, 2. Okay, right there. That's where we need to be. That's the center right there. The math teacher in me isn't clicking in right now, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back here. and center it in the center, which is where I have it right here. Before I do that though, I'm going to take these two pieces here, the smaller squares, I'm going to add just flat glue to the back, and it's going to go on either side here. So I'm going to put that one right there, and I'm going to put this one coming from the other side, and you can see I have this tip right at the edge right there of the DSP, and I'm just going to put it down, and then I can adjust where I have my spell bottles when the time is right. Okay, so I'm going to take off my dimensional backings. Do you guys love Halloween? I know some people love it, some people aren't as crazy about it, and that is totally a personal thing, and I get that. Okay, so here we go. Here's my center, and I'm gonna make sure my base is straight, and there we go, right like that. Now, this little bottle with the green in it, I'm gonna pop up on the left side, right here. That's a little potion bottle right there. And then my other one here, I'm going to pop up on the other side. Who's a Halloween lover out there? I feel like Kay, I feel like you might be a Halloween lover, right? All right, there we go. So cute, right? Now this whole base is going to get popped up on my card front right here. So let me add some dimensionals to the back here, and I'm just going to cut these pieces that I have left around the edges here. I never waste any of my dimensionals. I was telling my ladies at my class on Saturday, it's just so hard to fit everything in this year. The holiday catalog didn't go live until September, and when you have lots of Christmas sets that are amazing, some amazing fall sets as well. Okay, I need to take this one off here, and I'm going to put one right down the middle right here and hold that ribbon in place right like that. Okay, so it's hard to fit everything in, and I told them, I said I'm going to do my Halloween cards as an online class to go so that I can just fit everything in, right? I've got my breast cancer fundraiser, my fall super Saturday, my craft along class coming up. There's just a lot going on. Okay, so here we go. Now I have a piece of basic white that's going to go inside, and then the last thing I'm going to do is cut out my cat that is going to go on my front and add my gems. I know it seems weird to be talking about Halloween, but it will be here soon. We're halfway through September already. Do you guys realize that? Jeez. Goes fast, doesn't it? Okay, there we go. There's my little bubbles along the side, my little potion bubbles, and then this is going to go right across the bottom right there. And again, I cut this so that we could see the words. Do I need to zoom in just a little bit? Let's see. There we go. Okay, so that the words, you could see the words on the DSP that says spells. Okay, so I'm going to add some Seal Plus to the back side of this panel. It's going to go right there on the inside, and then this one is going to go right across the bottom here. And I don't know if I put a sentiment inside this one, did I? I didn't, but I think I'm gonna. needs a sentiment, I think. So it can be just Happy Halloween, I believe. So let's grab that. I think I'm going to grab my Granny Apple Green to add a little more color to the inside here. Hope I don't mess it up since it's already all glued down. That's always a stressful. There we go. Cute, huh? Okay, and then the outside, we're almost done. I'm going to grab a piece of white scrap. Let me see it right here. Here we go. And I'm going to stamp my cat. I'm not sure if it'll fit on this one or not. Oh yeah, I can fit it on there. I'm going to stamp it in Memento Black. And then I'm going to use my blends in black and not black, smoky slate and pumpkin pie to color her. I think it's a her. Rory, come here, please. She has dimensionals all over her, you guys. It looks like looks like I dropped a dimensional package sheet and she ate it up. Okay, so I'm going to use pumpkin pie here to color my cat's eyes. I know, weird color, but it's supposed to look spooky, right? Without being overly spooky. I don't like overly spooky, but I do like spooky. Okay, and the little nose right there. Go a little bit more here. And then I took my dark and all these places here that show shading, they've kind of built it into the picture for us. We're going to add shading around down here at the bottom of the feet. So always think about where there might be shadows. There we go. You guys are quiet out there today. Are you just, I hope it's because you're just soaking up everything I'm doing. Okay, so there's my dark. And then I'm going to add, or maybe I'm just not seeing comments. I don't know. I'm going to add some light here. So I come on every Monday at noon, so you guys can watch me during your lunch hour. Well, it's noon in Midland. I know there's a lot of you from all over the world here, but it's noon in Midland, so it's lunch hour for me, but I'm not eating lunch. I'm crafting with you instead. So here's my almost black cat. It's really a dark gray. I tried the basic black and it was just too dark. It covered up all the shading and everything, and we're just going to pretend like this is pretty black there. Okay, there we go. So there's my cat. I'm going to grab my die and run it through here. There we go. My big shot. And you guys need to hang on with me because my next two cards are fun folds that are really cool. I think you guys are going to like them. So fun to do a new fold on a card. All right. Cutting out my cat here off camera. There she is. And then I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of her. And I think it's a she. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should ask Jenny, my downline, who adores cats, has two beautiful, I don't know what they're called, but they're very fluffy. Very fluffy cats. And there we go. So I'm adding dimensionals to the back of my cat. Okay, there we go. My cat's going to stand right there on the little shelf. And then all I need to do is I have these totally losing the name right here. Some kind of glimmer dots, but they're the ones that have the gorgeous grapes. Sorry, guys. I just had a brain fart on that. Something about, these names are shiny dots. I think they're called shiny dots. Add a few purple ones around here, just scatter them over the top. I don't like any of them to be at the same level, so I try to like move them around. And then I put one more big one kind of right in this space right here. There we go. So that's card number 1. Do you guys love it? Super cute, right? Little sparkle, little scary. And then in the inside, you got those bubbles and it says Happy Halloween. So that is card number 1. Let me put that one away over here to the side so I can pick that up later. And then put some things away, and then we'll pull out card number 2, which is going to be a fun fold that I just learned this weekend. And it's all mine. All 3 of these cards are all designed by me. Just the folds are the only thing that I learned from other people. And that's part of the fun, right, of being a demonstrator, is the community of people that we get to stamp and learn from. So that's fun. Okay, so here we go. Card number 2 is this one. You're using that broom and a little hocus pocus, and then it opens like this, and it says Happy Halloween. It has that cauldron, and I don't know if you can tell, I added a lot of sparkle to that. I think it's super fun. So I'm going to show you how to make this card, okay? So here are the basic measurements. Your card base is going to be 5.5 by 11. And you're going to score it at 2 3/4 and 7. That's going to create that fun fold, okay? You need a basic white panel that's 4 by 5 1/4. You need a basic black deckled circle. I'll tell you the size of that in a moment. And then some DSP. You need one piece that's 2 3/4 by 5.5. And one piece that's 3/4 by 5.5. And then you're going to need a lot of pieces to do die cutting and all of that with. But I've done all of that kind of ahead of time here. Okay, so here is our basic card base. Okay, just like I said, 5.5 by 11. And it's scored at 2 3/4 and it's 7. Okay, I'm going to grab my bone folder over here and make sure I get that lined up in a really good crease here on those fold lines. Okay, now on this edge right here of the 2.5 inch panel that's going to be our top panel, we are going to put a mark at 1 inch. And so I'm going to zoom out a little bit here and show you what I did. I put my card right here at the bottom on my grid line, and I just made a mark at 1 inch and then at 4.5 inches. That way you're 1 inch from each side, okay? And then I turn it like this, and I want to make a mark at 1 3/4 of an inch. So I'm putting my corner at 1 3/4, making a mark right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. 1 3/4, put a mark right there. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my small paper cutter here. People always ask me where I got this. This was a Stampin' Up! Incentive, probably 1.5 years, 2 years ago, if you signed up to be somebody's team member. So, and they always let the demonstrators get them first. So that's another fun reason to become a demonstrator, is if they have incentives for joining, you always get first shot at those. Like the glass mat that I'm using right now was also an incentive. So I just cut from that 1 inch mark to the 1 3/4 on either side. Okay. All right, I'm going to put that away. Then I'm going to grab my DSP panel that I cut, and look how cute this is. That has the bubbles on it from the spells, right? It has the stripe. This comes from that Halloween Memories DSP pack. And I'm going to attach this right here to the top of that. Okay, but I want to be careful not to get glue right here. So I'm actually going to add my Seal Plus to the lip of the flap and not on my DSP because I don't want to get it underneath. Okay, so now I'm going to take this DSP, I'm going to put it right up to that score line and press it down. Then I'm going to take my detailed scissors and just cut the excess off all the way around to create that DSP on my flap. You could also put it on the flap and then cut it as well. Whatever you find easiest. All right, so cut all of that off, and so now this is going to be our top flap of our card. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the inside of the card, and then we'll come back to the outside. Okay, so for the inside, I have a piece of basic white right here, and I have just a strip 3/4 of an inch by 5.5 to put along the bottom edge here of the card base. But before I do that, I am going to stamp some things. All right, I'm going to take my blending brush and some pumpkin pie ink. And I'm going to ink this up. Remember, you always start off the edge, roll it to the inside here, and I'm just adding some orange fog to the side of the card right there. I'm going to add this strip across the bottom edge. Cut that off on this side. I always cut it a little bit longer. There we go. And I'm going to do something that seems a little weird, but it'll make sense in just a moment. I'm going to take my bubbles that are going to come out of my cauldron, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp them right there on the side with some Memento black ink. There we go. I'm going to grab my markers in pumpkin pie and granny apple green, and I'm going to color in these bubbles. Now, there's no rhyme or reason to how I did it. I just chose some different ones and did this one and this one, and I did this one. So I didn't worry about if they were next to each other or not. I just colored randomly some bubbles in pumpkin pie. Let me see, what do I have over here? I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do that one. Okay, so then I'm going to come in, and I just used my light pumpkin pie, okay? Just the light one. And then I'm going to grab my granny apple green. I think I grabbed the dark, but it's okay. I'm going to go in with the light here, okay? It's okay that one of them's dark. Maybe I'll do several of them dark like that. these little stars I did in Granny Apple as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and do another one dark. Why not? There we go. Kind of like it. All right. So there's my bubbles. Now I'm going to grab my cauldron, and I have a scratch piece of paper here. You can see that I've already used once for my cauldron. And I'm going to stamp it in Memento black ink. There we go. I'm going to grab again my smoky slate ink pens, and I should have a dark. Here we go. Here's my light. Okay, so I'm going to go around the edges of my cauldron here with the dark. And all this little shadowing down here, I just kind of pulled it through. I didn't try to make it super dark. I just tried to give it a little bit of shadow there. And I'm not going to worry about my legs because you're going to see I don't really need to worry about them. I'm going to end up cutting them off. I'm just adding some shadow around that little handle right there. And then I'm going to go in with my light. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you here. There we go. I'm going to go in with my light and use my brush tip. I'm going to flip it around here. And I'm just using a circular motion and filling in that cauldron with my light smoky slate. And it's going to give it kind of a rustic look, which is what I'm looking for. You know, I have friends that like only want to do fun folds, and then I have some that really just like basic cards. They're not into all the bells and whistles. Looks like I need to get a new smoky slate here pretty soon. This is getting a little low on ink for me. So it's all going to blend. It looks kind of not very well colored, I guess is what I want to say. But look, I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to blend it all out. Blend the inside of that handle right there. And it's going to look great. Kind of like that it has kind of a rustic look to it. There we go. Get that edge right there. All right, and then for my handle, I'm going to use some Granny Apple Green here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to grab my die and I'm going to cut my cauldron out. Okay, if you guys are leaving comments, I'm not seeing them. The last one I see is Kay saying she shared. I just want you to know that. If you are out there, leave me a comment so I know you're here. It's always kind of weird to feel like you're out there on your own. Okay, so this is my cauldron, and it's going to go right here under these bubbles, and then I'm going to cut the excess off, and it's going to go down flat because I'm going to pop up the ooze that's coming out of it. There we go. So I'm going to decide here where I want that, and I think I want it about right there. Press that down, and then I'm going to add there we are. Thanks guys for letting me know you're here. I was worried. I thought, oh no, I hope I'm it's, you never know. Are you really broadcasting? Do you just think you're broadcasting? It's always scary, this technology. So thank you for letting me know that you're here. Okay, so there we go with that. Now I already cut some ooze out of pumpkin pie. This is one of the dies, and I'm going to use dimensionals on this. I decided um, to attach this to and if I remember right, I needed minis. So I'm going to add some mini dimensionals to my ooze here. Hi, Lori. Thanks for coming. Hi, Cassie. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I'm just adding some mini. I'm going to make sure this one isn't going off the edge there. It is a little bit, so I'm just going to cut it down right here. There we go. And this is going to pop up over my cauldron, and I think it's just dying for a little wink of Stella, don't you? So I'm going to add some of that. There we go. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then one more thing. I probably should have done this before I put it in all on, but I'm again going to take my basic black Memento ink, and I'm going to stamp Happy Halloween. Hopefully I'm going to put my head in the camera here to make sure I get it straight. Right there, Happy Halloween. Cute, huh? Let's add a little wink of Stella to that. And I'm going to add a little wink of Stella to some of these bubbles here coming out of the cauldron as well. I think it should look a little shimmery. Well, why don't we just add it to all of them? Why not? Okay, so there we go. Now this is going to be attached to the inside of my card base fun fold here. Fun fold card base. And how cute is that? Do you guys love that? I love this cauldron and the bubbles coming out of it. It's super, super cute. So this is going to go right here to the inside. Boom, like that. Now, on this little flap right down here at the bottom, I'm going to stamp some of these bubbles in Granny Apple Green on my Granny Apple Green, just to add a little interest to this corner of the card. Maybe a little bit more like that. Okay. It's okay. We're going to let it go. And then I've got those stars. And I'm just going to add some of those stars coming off here, around it here to the side. There we go. Okay, so that is going to go like that. See how that works? Now I've got to create my front focal point, and what I've done is I have a deckled circle, and I chose one that's 2.5 inches in diameter out of basic black, and then I cut the broom bottom out of crumb cake and the broom handle out of pecan pie. Okay, so I'm going to attach the handle to my broom here, and I'm going down a little bit because I don't want my broom to be too long, or else it won't fit on my little circle right here. So it's going to go right here on my black circle. So I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals just on the bottom here, because that handle part is too hard to get a dimensional on. And this is going to pop up right here on that black deckled circle. I have some of that black and vanilla gingham ribbon again. So I told you guys about my niece who's getting married to a man she met in Ireland. while she was solo excursion in 2019. They met. They were crazy about each other from the get-go. They stayed connected through FaceTiming and Zooming. And then it just got hard for a while with COVID and everything else. So they called it off. And then about a year later, he's like, I can't do this without you. It's such a sweet story. So, they're getting married this weekend. It was a very sudden. He's in town for a month. He's in Texas for a month, and they decided they just want to get married. So they're going to get married, and Jim, my husband, is performing the ceremony, which we're super excited about. This is just like a Hallmark love story. It's just so sweet. I love it. Okay, so I did put a cute little bow on that broom. I thought it kind of needed it. So we're going there this weekend. I'm super excited about that. The sentiment I'm using is a little Hocus Pocus, and I'm going to stamp it in Granny Apple Green, of course. And I've just got a piece of basic white here. I'm just going to use a corner of it. There we go. I'm going to pull out my mini cutter here and cut it down. What do you guys think of this fun fold? Do you like it? I just think it's just got so many possibilities, right? So this is going to go right here in this corner like that, and then a little Hocus Pocus is going to just pop out at the side right here. But I want to make sure that when I attach this, that I don't attach it to the base. Nadine, yay, thank you. I'm so glad you're here with me. I miss you. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Jan. I'm glad you're here. So what I decided to do is I kind of looked to see where I want this circle, which is probably going to be about right there. And I'm just going to add dimensionals to the lip of this so that I know I'm not getting adhesive where it will keep it from opening, right? I hope you're doing well, Nadine. I think about you often. Okay, so here we go. That's going to go right there onto that flap. A little Hocus Pocus is going to go right here next to the circle in the broom. And because this is popped up, I don't want to pop this side. I only want to pop that side. So under Pocus, I'm going to add a dimensional. And under Hocus, I'm going to just put flat glue. So it's going to attach right like that. Adorable, right? Okay, now, last thing I want to do is I've got some of these shimmer gems, the basic ones that are black and champagne and white. And I'm just going to scatter those on. I feel like I need to use my bone folder and press this down. There we go. A little bit more. And I'm going to add a large and a small over here on this side, and then why not a large and a small down here, and then one of these on my little. How cute is that? Do you guys love this? Ah, so fun. So a little Hocus Pocus, and then you open it up and you get the cauldron with all the bubbles on the inside. I love it. I hope you guys love that one too. Okay, so that's card number 2. Now, my last card was one that Erica Serwin showed us how to do the fun fold. And of course, I made it my own using this suite and everything. So I'm excited to show it to you. Let me kind of clean up after myself here. Make sure that my stamps are all cleaned and ready to go. So you guys, if you're just coming on, all these DSPs that I'm using today come from the Halloween Memories scrapbooking kit. that was just released last week. There's stickers, there's paper, there's solid, there's two-tone, so much in that kit. I showed it all at the beginning of the video, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so here is my next card. And look, I want to show you this. It's so fun. So it flips up like this, a little hocus pocus. And then there's a card inside the card. And then Happy Halloween on the inside of that. So it's like several folds. Isn't there just so much you can do with that, right? So I'm going to show you what I did. And there's a lot of measurements here. I'm going to just set this here for just a second, but there's a lot of parts and it's kind of overwhelming. But if you want to take a screenshot of those, go ahead. And I'll give you a second to do that, and then we'll get started. Okay, so one of the DSPs in this Halloween kit, I'm going to pull it back out here real quick, is the one that has, let's see if I can find it here quickly without too much trouble, the spider web kind of all around the edges. And as you know, card makers, sometimes we're like, what am I going to do with that? There's one like this in the Sentimental Christmas DSP as well. And you might be thinking, what, as a card maker, I mean, it's easy as a scrapbooker to do something fun with that, right? But as a card maker, I'm going to show you what I learned that you can do, and I think it's brilliant. So what I did is I cut, here we go, just the corner of that DSP, and this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. So just the corner. We're going to attach this to the inside here, and you see it's just going to add like a little fun element, right, to that inside of that card. So you can still use them. You can still cut them and use them if you're not planning on using it as scrapbooking, right? So there we go. That's going to go right there on the inside of the card. Now, there's some remaining middle pieces when you do that, and this is one of them. And this one is cut 2 3/4 by 4. And I'm actually going to use it on my orange panel here. So we'll get to that. Now, the top of my card here, let's see, what do I have going on? Should have one more piece of DSP hanging with me here. Let me go get it and cut it real quick. I want some DSP for this top panel right here, and I use this striped DSP. This is 4 1/4 wide, so that's 4 inches by 1 3/4 of an inch. 4 inches by 1 3/4. I don't know where that little piece went, but I have it right here, so I can cut it real quick. There we go. 1 3/4 by 4 is what I need to go on the top part of this panel right here. Okay, I'm going to move that off to the side while I'm making this card. So I'm going to add this 1 3/4 by 4 to this top panel right there. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the inside part of this card. So I have pumpkin pie is what I chose. And this is that piece that is 3 inches by 8 1/2 and scored down the middle at 4 1/4. Yeah, isn't it cute? Jeanne, I love it too. Okay, so this little card, I'm going to add that other piece that I cut, which I already told you was 2 3/4 by 4. That's the remaining side panel of that DSP. But before I put it on there, I'm going to pull in that orange blending brush. And again, I'm going to add some orange to this right here. Right there. Give a little orange smoke to the top of that. I'm going to do some stamping. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay, so double toil and trouble. I'm going to stamp in Gorgeous Grape. Let me go right there. And then I actually grabbed those stars that I used before. Here we go. Clean that real quick from the green. And I stamped some of these stars in this corner and up here in this corner. All right. And then I grabbed that sticker sheet and I want this spider to be right there in the spider web. And then you have a whole bunch of little bats right here. I'm going to grab one of those. And this bat is going to go right up here in this corner here. So you can use the sticker sheets with your cards. It just adds another fun element to it. Okay. My husband just came home. So he's letting Rory out. If you heard that just then. Okay. This is going to go right here. Okay. I have another white piece that's going to go on the inside. Again, this is 2 3/4 by 4. And for the inside, I grabbed this strip right here. And it's going to go across the bottom. And I think it's okay if it goes off a little bit because it's going to fit on the orange. And again, I've got that pumpkin pie on this brush. And sometimes you don't even have to keep re-inking it. You can just keep adding orange. There's a lot of ink that holds onto this brush. So just adding some more orange to that right there. I'm going to stamp in the center in Gorgeous Grape Happy Halloween. There we go. Now this piece is going to go inside this card right here. And I'm going to add my crow as a die cut. And it's going to be just sitting on that little ledge right there. Do you guys, how do you feel about crows? Crows wake me up with their cawing in the morning and they kind of drive me crazy. Maybe it's a raven. Who knows? I will say I'm not 100% up on my birds. So I think it looks like a crow, but you know, it might be a raven. I think the way I'm going to color it is going to be more like a crow. So I'm going to stamp it right here. I'm going right back to the same colors that I used before. So I've got a light pumpkin pie that I'm going to do the beacon. This looks like a happy crow though, not a scary crow, right? I'm going to do his little claws. I'm sure there's a more scientific name than that. There we go. Maybe his eye too here. There we go. And then I'm going to do just what I did before with the light and dark smoky slate. Yeah, I definitely need to put some smoky slate on my next order because this is feeling not so juicy anymore. And then I took my dark and I just dotted. Dot, 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 dot. And you know, while I'm at it here, as I'm doing this and I have everything out, I'm going to grab my front panel. And on this one, I am going to put this spells right across the bottom right here. So this is going to be, again, just add some pumpkin pie here. Maybe I need to ink it up now that I've used it on like 3 different cards. That stamp, hey, that stamp fits me. I don't know what you mean by that, Mary, but I think it's cute. Are you talking about the cat or the crow? Which one? You're funny. Double, double. Oh, double, double toil and trouble. Maybe it's that one. I got a little spot of something on there, but it's going to be okay. I think it'll mostly be covered up. I'm going to put this panel on this purple. The purple for the front is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. 2 1/4 by 3 1/2, and then this panel is 3 1/4 by 2. I'm going to add that to the purple. And the reason I stopped my crow is because, you know what? I'm going to have to stamp my cat. So here we go. Here's my books that my cat is going to sit on. The saying, you're funny, Mary. I love that you just said that. That's really cute. I think together we're trouble, aren't we? Okay, so I'm going to grab my cat while I have all these markers and everything out, and then I can die cut them both at once. That was brilliant, Judy. You're welcome. Save us some time there. There we go. Now I think I don't need any more ink pads, so I'm going to put all of these away before I put my hand in them. And I'm going to go back to that light and dark and my pumpkin pie here. So the cat's eyes. Ooh, what if we did the cat's eyes green? That's scary, right? Whew. And do the pumpkin pie for the nose, maybe. And then I'm going to add my light and dark smoky slate one more time. And this might be my last hurrah for this set of blends, my smoky slate. So I'm going to add where the shadows are here. I'm going to add my dark, of course, down at the bottom on the feet. Anywhere you think there might be a shadow. The artist kind of helps you out by putting those lines in there. Okay, and then I'm going to add some light. That cat looks spooky, doesn't it? It's been drinking too many potions. Don't do it, kitty cat. It's gonna make you crazy. All right, so here we go. Okay, now I can cut both of these out at once with my dies. Here's my cat die. I've already got the Post-it note tape on it from the last time. And then here is my crow. Grab a piece of tear and tape for that. Post-it note tape, not tear and tape. That would be terrible. Okay, I'm going to go over here to my die cutting machine. I know these cards have taken a little bit longer today than usual, but I think it's worth it, don't you? Don't you love learning new fun folds? And I'm glad I had an excuse to use my potions and spells things. Okay, it looks like I got a little bit too much white right there, so I'm just going to cut it off. I do this sometimes when it slips, right? There we go. And My cat is going to pop right here. Might put a little bit on his feet just to make sure the feet stay put. Okay. I don't know. Have a little hocus pocus on the front again. Okay, so here's my cat. See that spot I had on there? Doesn't even show. My crow is going to go right here on the inside of our inside card. And he's just going to go flat because we don't want to pop in the pop. There's a lot of going on this card already, right? There we go. So now this part of the card, we need to center right here on the inside, okay? So I'm going to add some super strong adhesive. You could add tear and tape. I'm using Seal Plus, and this is going to go right here. Mary, you might get in trouble with this whole bundle because I know how you love my online classes to go. You're going to love this one. So cute. Okay, and then look, my cat just kind of stays centered right inside that right there. So again, we only want adhesive at the top of this panel right here. So I'm just going to put a couple of lines right there at the top. And then I'm going to center this on my card front right there. One more thing to do, which is to stamp my sentiment, which on the outside again, it's going to say just a little bit of hocus pocus. I'm doing this in Gorgeous Grape. So who out there would love to have this card kit in the mail? You can get it with any order of $35 or more in my online store. I give you 2 cards, 2 of each design, and any $35 order or more, I'll send it to you in the mail. If you place a order of $50 or more, I will include an embellishment package with your kit as my gift. So just another reason, whoops, I just dropped my little paper cutter. Another incentive to place a nice order for me. So we're ending our Stampin' Up! Year. Our Stampin' Up! Year ends at the end of September. I'm excited that I've already earned the incentive trip. I have one more goal to go. I'm not sure I'm going to get there, but I had a goal to sell a certain amount this year, and I am about $2,000 short. So if any of y'all out there, I could use all the orders I can get. I would love to reach all of my goals this year. And help me with any orders that you can help me with. I would love that. Okay, so little hocus pocus. Here we go. I'm going back to those shiny gems in Gorgeous Grape. And I'm just going to scatter some on the front of my card right here. And this one's going to go right up here. And then this is my little tri-fold card. So it starts like this. Isn't that cute? Then it opens like this, and then it opens like that. Lots going on this card. Super cute. I hope you guys love it. Give me some love out there if you do. If you share my videos, man, that makes a huge difference. And also, I have to say, if you haven't joined my YouTube channel yet, just search Tuttle Up Stamping on YouTube. You'll see my channel, and as soon as I get 1,000 subscribers, I can, where did that come from? That just flew right from somewhere, right onto the middle of that. Well, we'll just let it go. As soon as I get, I can actually stream directly to YouTube. So if you would like to help me with that, I would love it. So here are 3 cards. Which is your favorite? You have to choose. If someone said you can't eat for the next 2 days until you choose, which one would you choose? Number 1. Let me maybe pan out a little bit here. There we go. That gives you a better view of all of them. Number 1, number 2, which is the green, a little bit hocus pocus with the broom, and number 3, the trifold double card in a card cat card. So let me know in the comments which you love the most, and I'm going to move the camera up to my face and say my goodbyes. I just got my hair cut. Did you guys notice that? And okay, what am I doing? I don't want to go. Yeah, that's the way I want to go right there. It's opposite to me on the camera. Anyway, I hope you guys love it. Thanks for joining me. I will be back next Monday. The wedding is on Saturday. We're actually staying the night. And you know what, Vivian? Did you see that you won the cards from last week? If you're here, you won the cards from last week. So be sure to, well, I'll see you. I'll see you this week. I forget that I don't need to mail them to you. You'll be at my house. So God bless everybody. I'm glad you love them. Let me know your thoughts. And if you would like to get a kit to go to make this many cards, I will send you a kit in the mail with any order of $35 or more. So God bless. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.